You know, it's ironic that I suck at drawing birds because I got a couple feathers here. Just a few. Just a couple feathers. Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Draw with T or Draw with Tay. I hope you've been enjoying all the bird videos of late because, surprise, we're doing another bird video. I mean, obviously you would know that because there'll be a very obvious birdie thumbnail and a very birdie title, and, you know, then there's the funny intro that I did, which, by the way, I'm gonna tell you this now before I forget. I encourage you to watch all the way to the end, even past the usual outro, for a little bit of an extra, I don't know, funny gag. Some bonus material. Yeah, just watch to the end for some bonus material. Or, you know, I guess this is YouTube, so you could skip ahead if you so felt, but please watch the whole video, you know, because otherwise then you won't see the birds being drawn. Unless you like watching your YouTube videos out of order. I mean, hey, I won't judge you. That's some serious work to watch some passive entertainment, though, and I would need to know why you're doing that. So, you know, comment if you're this strange person I've invented in my head. As for everybody else, yeah, I'm finally moving on to bird wings, which have always perplexed me. Even when I was going through my 13-year-old phase of, like, drawing demons and angels and demon angel vampires, you know, half angel, half demon, half vampire, because clearly I failed math. Yeah, so, you know, I think we all kind of went through a phase like that. But I just always sucked at wings. And, you know, especially feathered wings. I did later kind of study bat wings and got better at that because I'm really into dragons and all that. But bird wings have always been something I put off, mainly because I kind of have this weird thing with detail, and if I see detail, I need to draw it. And so when I see a million billion tiny feathers and some big feathers, I think, gee, I've got to draw all of that. Don't ask me how I'm a cartoon artist. I'm kind of a paradox that way. It's something I struggle with because in art, you're not really supposed to draw every single individual blade of grass or every single feather. That's kind of actually an amateur thing to do. You've got to give the impression of it. So whether you're using texture or lighting or magical art power illusion stuff, you can tell that I'm so good at this stuff, and by so good I mean I very much suck at anything to do with quote-unquote what I call crowd drawing. So, you know, like a billion blades of grass, a billion feathers, you know, raindrops, that sort of stuff gives me trouble. I'm also cursed with having the inability to draw things rather randomly, so if you ask me to draw a night sky, I will no matter how hard I try, I will accidentally put almost every star somehow an equal lateral distance from each other. And I mean, I'm trying hard to make it random, but apparently, according to other people, I just don't do it randomly enough. There's just some sort of internal thing within me that just makes everything even that way. But that's a bit of a tangent. Let's get back on topic. So here I am drawing birds. And I'm mainly focusing on feathers and stuff, so I'm just kind of glancing over, over the actual bodies and the poses, and some of the claws look really bad, but that's really not what I'm after here. I'm just trying to understand how the wings extend, how a bird might look at different positions as they fly, how certain feathers at certain points look, because obviously there's an anatomy to feathers. And since I only really wanted to draw one page for this, I didn't really study the hardcore anatomy of it. I just, you know, wanted to draw what I saw from realistic pictures. So again, you know, I went on to Pinterest and I typed in, I believe I started off by looking at, like, ospreys specifically, but then my searches started taking me to other birds, mostly hawks and stuff, and I figured that was all right. I know different birds have different shaped wings, and that means different things. But all the birds I was referring to were kind of from that predatory bird family, and I'm working on a fantasy story, so I'm okay not being pedantic to the point of having my fantasy griffin have realism in it, if you know what I mean. I mean, if you're that into birds, totally go for it. I do that with armor. All my fantasy armor has like an incredible basis in reality because I just love armor. But birds, I can only have enough brain room for so many passions, and birds are very low on the list. I like birds, but bird people, please don't kill me. I'm more of a dog person myself. But yeah, no, I this is one of the few times where I've actually sat down to draw something kind of new, and I was actually happy with the results. I've kind of talked about this before. Usually the first page is just pure suck. It just looks bad. I obviously don't understand things, and then it takes page 2 or 3 before I start understanding it. But since starting this series, I have been taking a bit more time on my first pages. I used to rush through them, but now that I'm shooting kind of a video per page, it means I do want to give each page some love, some time. So the upside of that, I guess, is occasionally I do draw, a nice page the first time, and I kind of wonder what a second or third page of wings would look like. But as fun as the first page was, I'm not really feeling like doing a second or third page. I feel like I got what I was after from doing this page, and there's so much more to learn about wings, obviously, but what I was just looking for was a most basic preparatory class. I don't know. Basic knowledge on how to draw wings. Like just, the top feathers do this when you're flying, and, wings are roughly of this proportion, and, this is how feathers look near the base. There was so much I didn't know about wings that just drawing this informed me so much that I'm like, yeah, you know what, this is a good place to move on from, and, if I find that wings still give me trouble, then I know to come back and I can study wings. But, right now I'm trying to do a lot of studies and stuff, just with my goal being to, go back and redraw my griffin / hippogriff character a lot better. So, obviously then I might, my next point of study might be how cartoon companies have drawn their cartoony wings and, stuff like that. Or, there's like a 1% chance that I'll create some kind of weird flying creature that won't have wings. It's probably less than 1% chance. I'm kind of set on griffins and hippogriffs at this point. But yeah, it's this is I believe this one's a very interesting drawing that I did. It's like an extreme foreshortening, and then the wings go up, and I had to draw this because it just kind of baffled me how the wings were shaped, how this is an angle I would not have been able to have drawn from memory, because, it's like at the top, the wings really flare out, and then near the base where it meets the bird, they just kind of tuck in, and it just looks, I don't think I drew it very well, but the image was just, stunning, and I'm just like, wow, I didn't even know they could do this. And of course I made a mental note. It's like, maybe I'll do, this will be Storm Screech flying, and there'll be a sunset behind her, and she'll just be all black, and it'll be this cool silhouetting, and it'll make her wings pop, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Already getting ideas in my mind of how to use these. Oh, and then the cool thing about ospreys is that they're kind of like water birds, so they dive, and the way their wings are shaped when they dive fascinated me. I kind of passed by quite a few of those images just because I'm like, this is not how I'm gonna start. And then I don't know why I picked this part of the sketchbook to draw it, because I obviously didn't give myself enough room. This is kind of how I realize I don't draw wings, because anytime I draw something I don't know very well, I kind of have this issue on occasion, especially like with limbs, because limbs can really span out from the main body. I always have this dumb issue where I'll start drawing the head or whatever of the drawing at a bad point, and then a good chunk of what I was intending to study goes off on the page, and I'm like, well, crap. I'm usually too far in at that point to erase it and redraw. Oh, interesting. Here I kind of abandoned part of that image. Maybe I was thinking I'd redraw it, or I don't know. I don't normally do that. But yeah, so that's an issue of note. I do like that image of that diving image of the osprey that I was working on, mainly because it kind of, to me, already starts looking like a griffin, right? What are the bird's feet and legs really look like forelegs of a griffin, and you put a bit of detailing, like in drawing the hind limbs, and bam, you've got a fantasy creature right there already. And is this an osprey? I'm not too sure. Here's a question for you guys. When I do these videos, do you want me to be talking about what I'm drawing? I've kind of been doing that for the last couple episodes, but I think in the past I've wandered off and talked about random things, and if you guys prefer that, I'm more than happy to do that. I can ramble on about a lot of stuff. And, being a new series, there's still a lot of stuff to talk about. So let me know, in the comments what you guys think. All maybe seven of you people. You know what? That's totally fine. I am actually very happy if all I have is like 7 to 10 subscribers, assuming that, my subscribers really enjoy my content and they do comment, and, we have like a cool little micro jamming out community. I would totally be fine with that. For me, it's not really about the number of people, it's about the quality of the community, if that makes sense. So, when I say, all 7 of you, I don't mean it derisively, like, why don't I have more? It's more just like, hey, you know what, you 7, you frickin' rock. I'd rather have 7 awesome, active subscribers than 1,000 that just, never seem to look at my content and never comment. Yeah. I don't know if that's normal for YouTube people. I'm not opposed to my channel growing, it'd be fun to see if I could get to a level where I could monetize this. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but it'd be really cool to be able to make some pennies off of this. I don't think this will ever become something so big that I'm making, I'm paying the rent with this, and it's probably maybe for the best, because as much as I'm having fun doing this, I don't know if I want it to be a career. If this became a career, I'd really have to look at the analytics and put time into it, and I'd have to feel the pressure of making content that people like, as opposed to what I like. And what I like is what other people like, but I've heard a lot of stories of YouTubers who get really locked into their content and they want to change, but their dream job of YouTube is now a gilded cage, as it were, or just maybe just a regular cage. I don't know if it's a gilded cage. And I don't really want that to happen to me. But I don't, I'm not really thinking about that, because that's so far off in the future. Right now my goal is just to get a video that hits 100 views. That'd be really, really cool for me. Yeah, 100 views, man. That's the goal. That's the goal right now. 100 views, a comment on everything I put out. That'd be cool. And I don't know. That's a stretch goal. Hit 200 subscribers or something. A lot of the subscribers I already have on my account, I believe, are dead accounts. I did do YouTube quite a while back, many moons ago. It was a different YouTube back then, that's for sure. And I basically, locked down all my content because it just wasn't really me anymore. And I don't know, I was 18. You go through some stuff when you're that young. And then I decided, let's bring my art to YouTube, because I've, have a tiny bit of experience doing it before, so let's just have some fun. but I was actually shocked when I re-looked at my account that I still had all those subscribers. I figured everybody would unsubscribe. I'm not sure if they're dead accounts. If they're not, hi guys, do you remember me? Do you remember my Bionicle reviews? Do you enjoy my art? If you don't, it's totally okay to unsubscribe. I get it. You came here 9 years ago for something else, and now I'm doing this. Yeah. Wow, that was quite a tangent. I'm secretly hoping you guys do enjoy my tangents when I go on them. But if not, hey, let me know, and I will, I'll try and talk more on point with what I'm drawing. But I think you kind of hit a point, or at least I hit a point. I keep using the second person. I hit a point where, I'm drawing bird wings. This is what I noted about drawing bird wings, and then there's only so much that can be said about that, and then I move on to random things that are on my mind. Yeah, so let me know about that. This page is really filled with birds and bird feathers. I mean, of course I know that because I drew it, but it's something else to see yourself draw. Even though I've shot quite a few of these now, I still just kind of sometimes zone out into myself. It's just like, wow, that's me. That's me drawing. I don't know if I know I've said this before, but if you guys haven't, record yourself drawing. It's really fun to watch. Let's see, how many more drawings do I have to do? Probably not a lot. Page is pretty full. Oh, there's the signature. That means we're coming near the end. All right, guys. Thanks for watching the episode. Enjoy the zoom in on the birds. Have a good morning, evening, night, whatever. Comment, like, subscribe. I hate having to say that, but it's some people legitimately forget to subscribe. And like I said, stay past the intro for an extra funny bit. And yeah, have a Draw with T marathon.
I don't know if that was a good idea after all. Why do I have so many feathers anyway?